This is the Tado Smart AC Control V3 Plus. It's an easy way to control your air conditioning unit if it doesn't have any Wi-Fi built in. It uses infrared to emulate the control of a traditional remote control that you get with an air conditioning unit, and this device connects to the Wi-Fi and you can control it via HomeKit, Amazon Alexa or Google Home. We recently looked at the Netatmo Smart AC Control. That had some initial problems which we'll discuss in a later video. Included in the box is the Tado device itself, as well as some sticky double-sided tape so you can fix it to the wall. There's some paperwork. And this device connects to 2.4 GHz Wi-Fi only, and it works with most infrared AC units. So it's powered from a micro USB cable, as included USB-A wall socket, which is good. So there's a few QR codes on the device, and there's a way to route the cable through the back of the device as well. So once you plug the device in, it will say Tado, and then it will say hi, which is quite friendly. And there's a touch sensitive display on the front, so there's a sort of code on the front to show you that it's the device you're looking at, I guess. Once you fire up the Tado app on iOS or Android, you can then scan the HomeKit QR code on the back, and then you can go through the setup process. So all you got to do is scan the HomeKit code on iOS, it'll recognise it's a thermostat, and it'll go through and add the device. This process took about 5 minutes, so I've sped it up or cropped it in this section. So choose a room, choose a name for the device as well, and it will say added to your HomeKit home. You'll register the device with Tado's servers, and it will update the firmware to the latest software version. So the next thing to do is set up the AC remote towards the controller itself. So it will basically record the commands that are sent. So saying here turn on and off, or basically turn on the press the on button on the remote control, and it will record that command and it will register the device. So that was pretty much it. Part of the setup process is cut out because it did take quite a while, but that's all you have to do. There's not much configuration can be done inside the Tado app. A lot of it is done through HomeKit, but a lot of the settings were missing in the Tado app until I waited about half an hour to an hour, and then they all showed up. So the touch sensitive screen, you can hold that down for 2 seconds. That will just turn off the air conditioning, and you can do that again in reverse to turn it on, and it will go to default cool, and then there's a manual setting for the temperature, so you can use the arrow keys to set the temperature, and once you go below 16 degrees it will then go to heat. So just looking at the Tado app on iOS now, and once you've waited about half an hour to an hour, the settings should show up for you. But you've got temperature controls, so it tells you what the temperature is inside right now, bottom left. You've got the temperature that you set it to. You've also got the fan speed, which I found this is incredibly useful, because the Netatmo one I used before, you couldn't control the fan speed very reliably. And it's going to stay on until you cancel it. There's some other modes called Auto Assist, which is part of a paid subscription. It's £4 a month or 30 quid a year, and apparently it will figure out a way of figuring out if the window's open and using geofencing. There's also air freshness. At the moment it's saying my actual room's too cold, which is it's actually nice and fresh right now. But there's a air freshness outside as well, so it's going to use the pollen count and the weather information. We've also got some settings for the actual device itself, so you can see if it's connected to the internet, what firmware it's on, the serial number, that sort of thing. If you go to the HomeKit settings, you can change the firmware, so you can upgrade the software. It says it will just go ahead and download one if there's already one. This is already on the latest version. There's also a setting to reconfigure the AC control, which is quite useful if you need to. Give a quick look at how to control the device. So tap it with 3 fingers to get the current temperature that the Tado device is picking up. This is not the temperature of the air conditioning. You've got the arrow keys to control the temperature that you're going to set the air conditioning to. And then after 3 seconds it will just disappear. You've got the cool mode and then temperature. If you go down 1, it will go to heat. And then you've got the temperature settings for there. And then after 3 seconds it will blink, and then it will send the command to the air conditioning unit. And then again you can check at the temperature, and we'll put it back to cool now because it's a hot day today. That's been a look at the Tado Smart AC Control V3 Plus. You can pick one up in the video description down below. You can find more information about the interface at theinterface.uk. Subscribe and follow us on Twitter for more. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again next time.